Are you facing foreclosure? Where are you in the process? Are you only behind in your monthly payments? How many have you missed? If you're only 3 months behind, your mortgage lender or servicer probably hasn't taken any drastic action yet. But if you've missed 6 or more payments, you probably have been contacted to ask you how you plan to get current again, or you'll get a default notice. Maybe your mortgage lender has even offered to do a loan modification, or maybe that loan modification has fallen through. Have you received that dreaded notice of default, the NOD? If so, how long ago was it filed? When was the default date? Did you just receive it, or has some time passed? Has the foreclosure auction date been set yet? How soon will it be before your home will be sold? Wherever you are, it's best to take action as early on as you can to give anyone attempting to help you time to act. To gain some perspective, let's take an example of an underwater mortgage situation. For example, let's say that your current mortgage is $600,000 at 6% interest amortized over 30 years. That gives a monthly payment of about $3,597. Let's also say that the property values in your area have dropped by about 1/3, or 33 1/3%. That would mean that the current value right now would be $400,000. That means that your property is $200,000 upside down right now. You owe $200,000 more than your property is worth. You're $200,000 underwater. What this also means is that if your property went to a foreclosure auction and no one bought it, the bank or lender would take the property back for the $400,000 value. Then, depending upon where you live, you could be liable for the $200,000 difference, and your mortgage lender would have the right to come after you with a deficiency judgment to attempt to collect the rest. In addition, you might even have a tax liability for the $200,000. So, what can you do? How about avoiding foreclosure altogether? Well, wouldn't it be nice if you could avoid foreclosure? Wouldn't it be nice if you could stay in your home? And wouldn't it be nice if you could clean up your credit and remove your excess mortgage? In the case of our example, that's the $200,000. Wouldn't it be nice if you could still keep taking your tax deductions for mortgage interest and the property taxes? And wouldn't it be nice if you could build up equity again from your current property value? Wouldn't that be real mortgage relief? Well, there is a program that would allow you to do just that. It's called a Mortgage Amelioration Program. We at Mortgage Debt Reset call it our Mortgage Debt Reset Program. With this program, you can remove your current mortgage debt and clear out the upside down portion. With this program, you can replace your current mortgage with a lien that's based upon the current value of your property. That means that you wouldn't owe more than your property is worth right now. Your underwater mortgage would be gone. In addition, there would be a reduction in your monthly payments. You would only be making payments on half the value of your property, even though the lien is for the full value. And you can also buy back additional equity on a dollar-for-dollar basis. So what do you get? You get to keep possession of your property. You can still keep living in your home. You get rid of the excess mortgage and gain, in our example, $200,000 of debt reduction. That's money you no longer owe to anyone. You can still keep taking your homeowner tax deductions, and for our example, you would only have a 90% lien on your property. For lower property values, there is a sliding scale where the lien goes up to 100% of the property value, but in no case would the current lien be more than the current value of the property. You would not owe more than your property is worth. So in our example, you would start out with 10% equity right now. In addition, you would only be making payments on half the value of your property. So in our example, you would only be making payments on the $200,000. The remaining value of the new lien is carried interest-free with no monthly payments at all. Although you could, if you wanted, make additional payments each month to buy back additional equity in your property. What happens after the amelioration? To get back to our example, after going through our Mortgage Debt Reset program, you would only owe 90% of the $400,000, or $360,000. You'd have new equity right now of 10%, or $40,000. Then, assuming you had a 50% loan at 10% on the $400,000, your monthly payments would only be about $1,755. That leaves you a monthly savings of $1,842 each and every month. and you'd have an overall debt reduction of $200,000. But best of all, there are no income tax consequences. You don't owe any tax on the reduction in your mortgage debt. If you'd like to find out exactly how this mortgage amelioration process could work for you, go to www.mortgagedebtreset.com. The address is right at the bottom of your screen. Then sign up to receive our detailed explanation of the Mortgage Debt Reset program and see for yourself how much you could reduce your mortgage debt right now. See how this could be the solution you are looking for when you're facing foreclosure. Just to be clear, this presentation is provided for informational purposes only, and before making any decisions or taking any action based upon this material, it would be wise to consult your attorney, accountant, and tax advisor. But it's worth it to see what Mortgage Debt Reset can do for you, especially if you're in the foreclosure process. The farther along you are in that process, the faster you need to act right now. So go ahead, find out what the Mortgage Debt Reset program can do for you. Go to www.mortgagedebtreset.com and get your detailed description. It just may be the best action you can take right now.